very, very warm good evening to you all, you beautiful subscribers. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, and anybody else that has joined the channel recently, a massive, massive warm welcome. Hope you're enjoying the content and all my previous videos before when I'm just spilling a load of crap from my mouth. I hope you're loving it because I enjoy doing it. I really do. I have ever since I did the YouTube challenge with Modern Welfare. It obviously gained me a lot of confidence to sit in front of the camera and just start spieling off things about my life and what I do and my job and everything like that. So yeah, I hope you all had a great weekend, because I did. It was pretty good. Friday was okay. Played a bit of golf with Woody. Had a really, really good round. Played at Oak Ridge. I'm in the midst of editing that video at the moment, which is very, very time consuming because my laptop's pissing me off at the moment because it is so slow. I need a new one, and I do realise I need a new one, and I probably will get one sooner or later when I can afford it. Like everything else in this life, it just costs money, a lot of money, and they don't come cheap neither, especially for the spec I want. But it'll happen one day. Until then, I'll persevere with the one I've got. I've got no choice. So yeah, I'm editing that video at the moment. Played really well. Had a really, really good round. We just did a Stableford. I did want to do the Texas Scramble Level Ball Challenge, but we just ended up doing a Stableford. Yeah, really, really nice course, Oak Ridge. Absolutely beautiful course. A lot of hidden shots, a lot of blind shots. Greens were a bit ropey, but as soon as we got the pace of them, then they were fine. And then yesterday I had my society meeting with the Tie Fort Golf Society guys at Bromsgrove Golf Club, which another beautiful course, very tree lined, and there's a lot of fir trees here. I actually played quite well. I think I was only in the trees a couple of times. It wasn't too bad, but the greens have been like most of the greens nowadays in this time of year, they've been scarified, they've been treated, ready for the winter and obviously the next season. So on a lot of the greens where the lines were running, it just got a bit confusing to where the lines were going towards the hole. But I eventually got the pace of the greens on the 18th, I think. It was a bit before that, but I should have played a lot better. I think I shot 32 points. Should have done a lot better. There's 3 people at the top at the moment, and our last game, which I found out on Saturday, is at the Chase in Cannock, which is again an absolutely beautiful course, and the finishing hole, I think it's one of the best finishing holes I've played on our circuit on the 18th. It's a very long par 5. I'm just hoping and praying that when the day comes towards the end of October, we're not going to have crap weather like this, because it is just going to be a washout. And it was the same last year as well. Last season on our final game, the course was closed and we couldn't play, so the points were added up and I won the trophy. So the top 3, the guy that's at the top, he won't be playing in that competition on his last one because he's in Thailand. I think he's going to Thailand. Unfortunate, Chris. You could have had a shout, mate. And Ken, who's second, who I think is now below me because I scored high points in him on Saturday, he'll be there. Then obviously there's me third. I will be there. So it's still going to be pretty tight. It's going to be pretty tense for the last game, and I really do need to play well. I was hoping for some divine inspiration yesterday, because the 21st, if I hadn't mentioned it before, was it was the anniversary of my father's death. His passing. He was going through a lot of mental health issues. He was instituted for quite a while, taking tablets, taking treatment. He was a shell of himself through the time that he was being treated, and then he took his own life. He committed suicide. So on the 21st was the anniversary. It was 36 years ago when he passed away. And think about you every day, Pops. Really do. And I thought he'd be on my shoulder. Go on, son, take it away. But I suppose he was. He was there. I know he was looking down on me. I'll have words with him one day. I really will. But, yeah. So yeah, he was my hero. I looked up to him. I joined the army in his memory in the year after he died, because he always says to me throughout my whole life, growing up, you know, whatever you want to do in life, don't let anything stop you. He didn't poke me in the chest or anything like that. He just says, don't let anything stop you, and I never have. I've always lived by that mantle. That even throughout my army career, the courses that I wanted to do. I want to advance my career and get promoted and work my way up the structure of the ladder, or the rank structure within the army. So like I say, I always carried that mantle, and it got me through a lot of bad times. It got me through a lot of courses that were really hard, and I passed all the courses that I attended anyway, so I was happy with that. So that was a bit about my past, a bit about my father, and you know, the struggle that he had with mental health. And obviously back in it was in 1988 when he took his own life. But the time before that, he was going through. He was always the strongest person in my life. I mean, he was a really big guy, not weight wise, but physique wise. He was a big man. Always intimidated, man. I always used to think that I could pick him up when I was in my teens. No, trying to do leg presses with my dad on my shoulders, it was impossible. But that was the kind of guy he was. He was like a gentle giant. And then to see him go through what he did, his breakdown and everything, it was soul destroying. It was soul destroying for me as well. Never ever seen him in that sense at all. He was always the strong one, always strong. So it was very difficult to understand what he was going through as well, because he couldn't understand what he was going through. And then obviously, you know, the fateful thing, the fateful day happened, and when the police came and told us about it, it was horrific. It really was one of the greyest days in my life, to be honest. To lose anybody, any family member, to not just through mental health issues or anything like that, but you know, be it an accident or whatever. I posted a video earlier with regards to the World Mental Health Day that's coming up on the 10th of October, and it's I think it's a massive issue that needs to be addressed. Because like I said in my previous video, it's not just the old folks that suffer with mental health. It could be anybody at any time. There's no age restriction, well, unless they're babies, like, you know, obviously. But even teens nowadays, they're starting to suffer with some kind of mental illness, or some kind of I can only put down as a mental illness. And of course, it could be brought on with a lot of things: stress, work, relationships, money, homelessness, losing things, losing a family member. Excuse me. So all I'm trying, the only point that I'm trying to get across, and I wish I'd have found out a lot more about what was going off back then, because I don't know whether I would have been able to save him or not. I don't know. You don't. I wish I could put by the clocks. I really do, but we can't. We've got to advance forward. We've got to move on with our life, and you know, that's what my dad wanted me to do. But please, if you know anybody that's suffering with some kind of mental illness whatsoever, there's loads that the NHS can do, within reason, when you can get through to the NHS. And there's also Mind UK, an absolutely fantastic organisation. They give counselling, helplines, there's support. They do loads of things, absolutely loads of things, and they're easily accessible on the internet. They go through the Samaritans as well, so please, it's just a shout out if you do know anybody, please. And the best thing you can do, I think, with anybody that's suffering with some kind of mental illness is talk, support them, give them all the love they need. Even if you go just nip round for half an hour or for an hour, just to not check on them, but you know, just it makes their day. They need somebody to offload to. That's what I believe, and I wish that's what my dad would have done with us, but he didn't. So, right, that's the depressing part over. Golf, BMW Championships. Huge congratulations to Billy Horschel. He beat Rory McIlroy. he lost again. Missed out on another trophy by, I think, 1 stroke, or he beat him with an eagle. I didn't actually watch it. It was just what Woody was telling me. He caught, I think he caught the last part. It was the 3-way playoff, I think it was, and unfortunately he lost. Just by one shot. That's all it takes in golf. Right, I'm off to. I'm not going to talk about football or anything like that. I don't even know what the scores were for the weekend, so I'm not really interested, to be honest. That's me. I'm off. Off down to Snodland. Yes, it is a word. It is a place. It is a word as well, but it is a place down in Kent. So I've got quite a trek ahead of me. So that's me. I'm out of here. Drive safe. Look after yourself. Watch out for those lunatics, because they are all over the place. Trust me, they are. And especially with the floods on the roads. I mean, it's like people are driving on ice. It's only rain, for goodness sake. It's only wet surface, but they're driving like it's snow and ice, and I just cannot get it. And people driving on dual carriageways with main beams on. What's all that about as well? It's mental. Drive safe, and I'll see you for my second shift tomorrow. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment please about anything that I talked about tonight. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe.